All right, the light's crazy in here. This is a video, 12 or 13 pictures of my little brother. About almost 3 years ago now, passed away. Don't need to say how or why or anything like that. He was 58 years old, I believe. And since that time, friends of his who hung out with him, who he worked with, etc., messed around with or whatever, had taken pictures of him on their cell phone, and little by little had either posted them to social media or had sent them directly to my mother in text messaging, I believe. So subsequently, the quality of most or all of these pictures just being quick, whatever, quick, fast shots on a phone, to catch certain moments. The picture quality isn't all that great, but they're there, and a lot of them we never would have seen had his friends not sent them to my mom or made them available for her to get. We have other family pictures, things like that I did not include in this, which I probably should have. But I had this folder of 13 pictures, and I wanted to get a video up, since this is my official video making day. All right, this picture, my brother. I can't place what part of town that's in exactly, but I believe that car is one of his friend's cars, who he hung out with a lot. I don't want to say, I think I know the name of the person, but I'm going to keep all that kind of information unstated, if you will, during this video. But he often wore that jean jacket thing, and he worked a lot. A lot of his pictures are work-related. I wouldn't say that was work-related necessarily. Whenever you see him had him with a backpack on, he was either on his way to or from work, typically. This may be one of the clearer and best pictures of the lot. We'll see moving forward. But yeah, he always had the long hair, and that's his name was Wayne. I guess it's okay to say that since he's passed away. I wasn't even going to keep that unknown or secret. That's picture number one. He had some technical difficulties there in the middle of this shot here. So his bicycle, I have no idea where he got it, but he used to get around however he could. He didn't actually ever own a car. He's got the dark pants on and the backpack, almost certainly going to or from work. Once again, just like the last picture, I cannot identify where that might have been taken, but the architecture, brickwork, is very typical of businesses and a lot of other building types in the Lakeway area, Lake Travis area. The ubiquitous jean jacket again, and I can't place that bicycle though. He must have borrowed it from someone. He never rode that bicycle from where he lived to work or back. It would have been one thing; it would have been too far. So these pictures that my mom got from other sources scratched our heads a little bit. It was like, where did he get that, or how did that happen, or where is that place? That those people, if they see this video, will recognize these different scenes immediately, I'm sure. This is probably would have been typical for my brother in the woods somewhere with a bucket probably filled with libations and ice, partying before or after work. He's got the rubber croc shoe things there, so he certainly was either before or after work. And he was with someone because they took the picture. So this looks very much like, not a very good picture, of course, dark phone shot. But it looks very much like the exact spot where he was actually found when he passed. It could be, and if not, it's an area just like it with those same kind of trees behind there all around the area where they found him in the summer of 2023, I think it was. I'm not even sure the exact year. But he was a cut up. He had a great sense of humor, the best sense of humor of anyone I've ever seen. And he was a funny guy. Anything for a laugh kind of person. This, I have no idea who that is. It's my brother on the left in the blue shirt. And it almost looks like guiding the younger generation, like he's showing them how to fish or something. I know that's probably not even what's going on, but they're looking out there into the water. Like I said, I don't know who that other person is, but my brother used to like to fish, or at least he said he liked to fish, but I never actually believed that he ever went fishing. Or if he did, it was an excuse to do something else, which shall remain nameless. But yeah, that's an interesting picture. I mean, like I said, we don't know where these shots were taken or what the context or the backstory was on any of them. Only the shadow knows. The shadow being whomever it was that took the actual picture with their phone, I presume. This would have most certainly been work-related, because Wayne's got an apron on. So it would have been at work, and there's a little sink back there with a hose and a trash can. And these other people in the picture, I'm not sure who they are. I believe the girl in the red hair might have been a girl who, again, shall remain nameless, who he worked with at several different jobs. The girl in the forefront, I have no idea. And there's some kind of string or, I don't know, back when we were growing up, they had this spray stuff that would come out in silly string, I believe they used to call it, back in the 60s and 70s. I don't know, but that's similar to it. I don't know if there was cutting up or if there was some kind of party. My mom seemed to think that this might have been on his or someone's birthday, which would have explained why they had the silly string, but doesn't explain much else. Hey, speaking of work-related pictures, this could not be more work-related if you tried. People obviously dressed up in waiter gear and cook gear, and my brother on the far left there in his kitchen clothing. We believe, best as we can ascertain, this was taken outside of a high-end restaurant he worked at for a while before it went out of business in the Austin area, outskirts of Austin area, like a group employee picture or something out on the patio. The place it was pretty nice. We had been there before, real high end, like pricey, and 5-star rating and Michelin rated probably, and all that good stuff. But one of many jobs he had out in the area. He was always good about keeping jobs, but then something would usually happen to the place, or after a few years he'd move on to something else. He was working at a grocery store at the time of his passing, actually, and incidentally enough had passed in a little field area right next to the grocery store that he was going to work at. Just an hour or two later, he was there early, hanging out, and they found him. A groundskeeper person found him the next day, so he never made it to work that day. And then we were actually quickly informed by early that same afternoon. We had the police over to a house where he was living at, and my mom's house, and they let us know. I was happy to be there at the time, so that was all very weird. This too, yet another work-related picture. I could not identify where this was. The strangest thing that struck us about this picture is my brother's wearing that red button-down shirt. I never was aware of he ever had a job in a kitchen where he had to wear like a dress shirt like that. And believe me, with my brother, if he didn't have to wear a dress shirt, you could be darn tootin' he would not have. So that's always perplexed us. Nothing strange about the apron or anything like that, but he's got the same black shirt on, t-shirt underneath, but the red shirt, we just can't figure it out. It could have been that nicer place or whatever, but if that last picture was taken at the nicer place, he didn't have that shirt on then. And this is an entirely different kind of apron. So it would have been helpful if I would have known in advance where these different places, these pictures were taken, what jobs he had at that time, but I just don't. I'm sure I could get that cleared up if I really, really needed to. His hair even appears to be pulled back with a hat on. I had to look pretty close at this picture to make sure it was actually my brother, mainly because of the dress shirt. It's like, Wayne in a dress shirt? There's no freaking way. This was related to that other picture with the silly string. There's another angle of it. Still not sure where that was. Same person's with him in the picture who was in the last silly string picture, and some other pictures as well, I believe. And that's my brother covered it at work, covered in silly string. Not a whole lot more I can say about that. He's kind of had a lot of his friends were younger than him. You know, we had been out of touch with the many, many people we knew in this area who were our own age. They all passed on or gone their separate ways, lived in whole different parts of town. So he sort of migrated to a younger set of people that he worked with, which makes sense. But I mean, I analyzed it mentally, like, well, why is he hanging out with the younger people? I said, because those are the only people around this area. He had one friend who he hung out with, who was younger than him, but wasn't in this crowd, who just disappeared one day. They found his car in this area, and with his phone in it and everything, but he was just gone. They still have not located what happened to him. My brother passed about 6, 7, 8 months or something after this one guy I hung out with probably the most had disappeared. And I remember talking to him about it. It was very perplexing. And then he passed, and then the other guy never showed back up. So it's kind of like, it was only, 2 people in a short period of time. My brother and his main running buddy, or one of his main running buddies, were all gone in a short period of time. This is outside the dock area, probably in a well-known restaurant out by the lake. I can tell because of the water tower thing in the back. But there's my brother, cutting up, funny guy, sense of humor, got one of them parking cone things on his head, dressed for probably after work because it's dark outside, and it's a funny picture. He's I don't want to get in too much to why he might have been doing something like that, the underlying state of mind or anything, but my brother would have done something like that even at any time, no matter what underlying state of mind he might have had at the moment. Him and I got along well, but we had our moments when we didn't, because he did some things that I don't do anymore, at least, and we kind of had some friction because of that, but it was a mutual agreement type thing. It never caused too many deep issues or anything. This shot's perplexing as well. You cannot tell where it is. I mean, it appears to be inside of like one of them portable toilet type things, or the inside of a dumpster, but the dumpster wouldn't be that clean, I don't think. Anyway, it's apparently one of those fisheye pictures that someone probably put the setting on their phone for a fisheye. That's the style of photography, I believe. And he's inside something, looking up, and there's something off to the left there, hanging off a wall or a door. I really never noticed that before. I can't identify what that is. But there's the jean jacket and the black shirt, so it was probably work-related before or after, a work shift. Because that's when these people took the pictures, probably were around them the most, in work environment. So that explains why a lot of these pictures are work-related. But that's interesting. This is a picture of my brother in a car. It's, as you can see, it looks like a Polaroid type picture. It's a picture of a picture. Kind of cool. I think there's another one coming up that's the actual picture or something. But looks like it was printed out by someone. But it's my brother in a car. Can't tell. It didn't look like he has a seatbelt on yet. The would have been cool out because he had his green army jacket, which I used to wear a lot. And I think the hat he has on has the logo on it of one of the places he used to work at out by the lake. There's a date. Looks like there's a date written on a picture underneath that picture down there, but I can't really make out what it is. It's cut off. But there, he used to get rides, to and from work with some people. He used to leave my mom's house, no matter what the weather sometimes, walk about a mile up the road and then get picked up by someone who would take him much further to where he worked. He was good about doing what he had to do about, getting places to go to work. I'm sure it must have been miserable at times. This is a good scene, bad picture, but, not blaming the person who took the picture. I mean, that's just how these things come out sometimes on using a phone without any forethought into the settings and stuff. But that's a good picture. My brother holding up the fist. My mom seemed to think that he was holding one of these little flying animal bat type things that one of his friends kept as pets. But when I looked at the picture, I don't really see him holding anything, like a head or something sticking out from his fist there. To me, it just looks like a fist. And my brother giving a little look. Yellow, my yellow brother. That's what I'll call this picture. But that's a unique shot. I see pictures like this, and I wish they'd come out a little better. It would have been great. I could have put all these pictures into my photo editing software, maybe fixed them up a little bit, but it probably wouldn't have made a huge bit of difference. And this is that same picture from 2 pictures ago, but not the picture of the picture. It's like the actual picture that the other picture of a picture was taken from, or something like that. So we've seen this basically, but I wanted to include it. I think there were a few pictures that we harvested off these different groups of pictures over the last 2.5 years that were in the folder that were just too bad to use. So this is just another one of my brother, but it has been seen before. I do not know whose car that is. So that's all. This is probably wind up being rather short, but it's something I wanted to do sort of in memorial of my brother. And when we realized we had this many, albeit just a handful, that we had enough pictures where I could have made it into a commentary video, I wanted to do that. Now I have. So thank you for watching, and look for more posts. Bye.